Okay, wait, we're gonna be silent for a moment, please. Moment of silence. Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. Kala Banham is here. Team, well, do we say what team you're on now? Kala?
Sure.
I don't know if we can. I don't know where we're at on that either. You're a first generation American. I have heard third generation, seventh generation, 10th generation. I don't think I've ever heard first generation American. Tell me about that.
Really? Oh, yeah. I mean,
No, I don't think I do. I never hear that.
yeah. So I'm a part of the first generation of my family to be born here in the United States. So my dad is from Australia and my mom is from the Philippines. They both moved over at different points in their life and met in college and then started their life in Florida. And that's where I was born and raised. So yeah, very proud of that.
Did they meet here in the United States in college?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they met in Texas actually, and then moved over because my mom's her immediate family had moved to Florida actually. So I have a lot of immediate family close by.
What Australia?
Mm-hmm.
Your dad, right? So is
Yeah.
he like the typical Australian guy, like that you see in the movies, that's just big and he wrestles crocodiles and he drinks big logs of beer and gets in fights.
Not so much anymore.
No?
he's I feel like assimilated culturally quite a bit over his 2 decades or so in the United States, but he I think he would like to think that he has a little bit more of his accent than he does, but all of his family is pretty much still over in Australia, so I do get to go visit them quite a bit. But no, he's pretty American at this point.
Yeah. What does he have a big knife strapped to his leg anywhere?
Not as of late, no.
Okay. So stereotypical, isn't that? Sorry. Please apologize to your dad for me. So big country wild, that's in the spirit though of the Australians. I think there's that spirit of almost like America a little bit, where you've got that pioneer spirit with that two countries that made it, and I think that's running through everyone's blood. And your mom from the Philippines, where in the Philippines?
So she grew up in the Manila area, so like kind of right at the very center where all the activity happens. But she moved over with a lot of her family members when she was, I think, 14. And then they moved to Chicago. Like a lot of my family moved over to the Chicago area, but her and her immediate family, like her parents and her siblings, couldn't stand the cold. So they moved on their own down to Florida. So I have like hundreds of relatives up in Chicago, but there's just a couple of us down here.
Yeah, of Philippines to Chicago winters. Oh, no thanks. Yeah. What are the two differences? So Philippines, what's I think those are really two different upbringings probably for your mom and dad. How does that affect you, having the parents from two really great places, but with probably different cultural upbringings?
Yeah.
That feels like kind of like it's probably special. You probably had an interesting and really good upbringing, it sounds like, with a big family around and singing. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, they both really tried to, share with me as much of their culture as they possibly could. And, that was probably a bigger challenge for my dad, considering most of his family was still in Australia, but I did go visit quite a lot growing up. I think I went and visited Australia pretty frequently, actually. I studied abroad there as well. I'm going back in like a month for one of my cousin's weddings. So I go pretty often, whereas with my mom, a lot of her family came over here. So it's been pretty easy to identify culturally with that side of my family. But I think more than anything else, my mom's I would say the more creative musical side of her family, which is, very big culturally for the Philippines, has something that's really influenced me a lot growing up. And that's something that my dad has contributed to as well, because, he played guitar and piano and drums when I was growing up. So I really kind of learned from both him and my mom. So I think that their abilities as musicians was one of their biggest influences on me growing up.
So do you ever have you thanked them officially yet?
Oh yes, I definitely have. Yeah.
Um, that's so cool. I wanted to, I asked Gina this question and I wanted to ask you as well. I know, but I just, for the listeners that are joining or that are listening right now and getting to know you, tell us who turned their chairs for you.
So I had in order, I had Niall, Kelly, and Chance turn their chairs for me.
I asked what Gina felt about. I actually, I don't even know. Gina, jump in here. I want to know what both of you felt when actually the chairs turned. I mean, because were you scared when you went up?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, 1000%. I was terrified.
100%, 1,000%. So when these chairs, because you're probably if it was me, I'd be like, they're not going to turn. What if they don't turn? Are they going to turn? I'd be like going back and forth. I wouldn't even remember to sing. I'd be so nervous what if they don't turn? That must be just a terrible feeling. So you tell me first, Colin, what did that feel like when three?
Well, I will say, luckily, they don't play the sound that you hear in TV when the chairs turn. So thank God for that, because that would definitely be very. But I actually know that Gina and I have had very different experiences when it comes to this, because for me personally, I was terrified up until the moment that someone turned their chair for me. I was trying to hype myself up as much as possible walking up there, but the second I opened my mouth, I wasn't doing any of the things that I was supposed to be doing. All of my staging, all of the melodic decisions that I had planned were just immediately out the door. And I was telling myself in my head, like, this is going so poorly. No one is going to turn for you. And so the second that I did see someone turn around for me, I was just immediately relieved and felt like I could just rely on muscle memory and all the things that I had prepared for so long. And at that point, it was when I finally was able to like really get into my groove, I think.
Isn't it terrible what our minds do to us?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why don't our minds go, you're the best, you're the greatest, you're going to sing. So instead we're like, I'm not going to do very well. I'm going to trip. I'm going to forget something.
Yeah.
Is it terrible? Well, I'm glad but I guess that's part of the pleasure of the win, basically, is that you overcome your fears and you do it.
Totally.
Gina, what did you think when the chair turned? I forgot to ask you that question.
I was so scared. I was like scared. I turned around and I was really scared. So for Kala, it like helped her like feel grounded and like thrive. And then for me, I just like didn't remember anything ever.
Are you more scared? Yeah.
Yeah. So just like looking at them really threw me for a loop.
You're like, don't look.
Yeah.
You're scaring me. Yeah. Are you more scared before the chair turns or when it actually turns around? Which would be, I think I'd be scared on both sides of that one.
For me, definitely more scared before, but I think for Gina the other way. So we're opposites in that sense.
Well, all right. So now I'm just praying right now I get the questions connected to the right person because I didn't make good enough notes. Okay, you did Kala, you did the Goo Goo Dolls Iris, yes?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. So at the end of that, did I see tears in your eyes?
I don't know. You might have. Who knows? It's kind of a blur.
Yeah, I thought, well, it made me emotional like that. That's one of my favorite songs. I love that song.
Yeah, it's an incredible song. I've loved that my entire life. I definitely felt very emotional singing it. I mean, you all watched the episode and saw Kate Martin go, and she's an absolutely incredible vocalist. And so as soon as I heard that she was my partner, I was very sure in my brain that I was not going to move on. And so I feel very lucky that I still am in the competition right now. But so I kind of was like, this is going to be my last moment on this stage, and I have to give everything that I can. So yeah, I definitely tapped into every aspect of me, lyrically, emotionally, vocally. So yeah, you might have seen me crying. Who knows?
Yeah, just a little bit of a tear. I thought I saw it, and I thought, wow, that's emotion in the song. Yeah, you go back and watch the video. I think it's there. Might have just put a sparkle in your eye though. So okay, now I know I've got the right person to ask this question to. Call it. So that line, the song in the song, I just wanted you to know who I am. What do you want people to know about you? I mean, there's probably a private life and there's now your public life, but your fans, you're connecting with new fans all the time now. And they're discovering you and your music. And what do you want them to know about you, who you are?
I think I want people to just know that no matter what area of my life I'm referring to, I want to give everything all that I have to give, whether it's rehearsing a song or writing a song or even things that aren't related to music at all. I take so many aspects of life very seriously. And that's not to say that I don't find joy in them. I do. Like, I love every single second of being on The Voice. But I think that I want people to realize that I really do analyze and dive into every single choice that I make as an artist and just as a person. Like I take things really seriously while not trying to remove the emotion and heart that's put behind them. So I think I just want people to know that, like, regardless of that, I'm also just a real person that likes to connect with people. So I think that's what I want people to know.
That's great. I like that. Okay, so I want to open it up to both of you before we say goodbye. Gina, what have you always wanted? What's the burning question you wanted to ask Kala? Maybe as a fan and a friend.
Oh,
I feel like we talk about everything, but
I wasn't there though.
This is not music related. But have you ever thought about dyeing your hair like different colors? Just out of curiosity.
Yes. That's so funny that you asked that because I told my hair girl, it's like, I think I want to do a color next time, like a fun pop of color. I had hot pink hair at one time, like entire head of hot pink hair.
I've seen the photos. They're gorgeous.
So yes, the answer is yes, I have.
Okay, so
yeah. Gina, I'm going to quit my job. I mean, you have better questions than I have too. That was a good question. How about you, Kala? What do you want to know about Gina?
I want to know, what was so when we had to film that one thing that we did together, when our very first time meeting, what was your first impression of me? Be honest.
Be honest. The first time I met you, I so deeply wanted to just be you. Like, the second that I met you, I was like, I want to be her so bad. I think I'm serious. No, just because you have a peaceful warmness about you, and it's that's all I would want to be, is just a super warm, beautiful, amazing woman. And so I really met you and I was like, man, I really wish I was Kala.
You're the best. I love you.
I love you too.
I like that. I think we should leave on that note. I think that was a good ending to the show. I just want to thank both of you for coming on today. I had a lot of fun hanging out with you and getting to know you a little bit. You can find and follow, not in real life, on Instagram, Gina Halls at Miles official. What is Gina Halls? Did I just copy that off here? No, Gina Miles. I don't know where I got that. I copied that off Instagram. God, I'm messing up today a little bit, but it's all right. Follow Kala on Twitter at Kala Banham, Banham. Kala spelled Kala, on Instagram and TikTok at Kala Banham. So fun. Thank you so much. Let me tell you, I know what we're leaving with here. And music. We're gonna take you out. Love Me Tender by Elvis Presley. Kala Banham sings. Just a beautiful rendition as well on this cover. Thank you so much. Keep in touch with us. bring your music to the Jeremiah show. We will drop it anytime you've got anything new. And good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This was so nice.
Yeah. Do you want to thank anybody, either of you? Better thank some people.
Thanks, Niall. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks to my mom and my dad, even though I think I already thanked them, but thanks for encouraging me and supporting me and for helping me learn music along the way.
Nice. Gina.
I just want to say thank you to my family, my aunt, my stepmom, my dad, my sister, my cousins. And thank you to Niall for picking me. It's cool. So I just want to say thank you.
Check out how Gina and Call It Do, NBC's The Voice, season 23 on NBC Mondays and Tuesdays at 8 p.m., 8/7 Central. Check it out, Peacock, on the next stream, and the next day. Communicate, but listen more and evolve. Everybody have a great week. And here, once again, is Call It Banham, Love Me Tender by Elvis Presley. Enjoy. Done.
Woo!
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
All right, we'll have this podcast up about an hour from now. If you want to find it, it's on the Jeremiah show. We'll have that up, and then we'll have the YouTube up in a couple days.
Perfect.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Please keep in touch.
Bye.
Bye.